That picture right there, that specific screenshot kind of encapsulates exactly how it felt watching this game as an Oilers fan. The Oilers lose 3-2 to the Buffalo Sabres, and it seems like every single game between these two teams ends in a 3-2 decision. And for an Edmonton Oilers team that, I mean, I was feeling pretty good coming into this game. They had won 3 of their last 4, including regulation wins against Carolina and Dallas, which you absolutely love to see. They come into Buffalo, and that was a hockey game against the Buffalo Sabres. Tons of sloppy play on both teams. The Oilers, I don't know what the giveaway stats are. I'm going to take a look, but I have to imagine Edmonton had a million giveaways in this game. Like, goodness gracious. Both teams just could not seem to handle the puck. It was bobbling everywhere. And then Buffalo, they get the saves when the Oilers don't. And that's kind of been the story all season as an Oilers fan. So this is our fan reaction. I'm going to kind of talk about the game a little bit. I'm not going to spend like a crazy amount of time talking about it because we all want to get on and enjoy our lives for the next 2 days before they go out east, further east. I don't even know who they play next, but the Islanders, maybe the Devils. I know it's one of those teams, and then the Rangers on Sunday, but it doesn't really matter. We're talking about this game right now. If you end up enjoying this post-game reaction, make sure to hit the like button, and if you really like it, subscribe to the channel. I'm not going to sit here and just like freak out. I'm not going to scream about the goaltending. We know what the goaltending is. My bigger concern is obviously against Dallas, some depth scoring showed up. You had a goal from Connor Brown, goal from Victor Arvidsson. A few concerns in this game with regards to the ability for this team to put the puck in the net. And also a few coaching decisions that just not a big fan. Not a big fan of some of the things Chris Knobloch is doing right now with his lines. Obviously, when you're down in the third, you expect McDavid and Draisaitl to be played together just to try and generate something. These are the only two players that seem to generate anything consistently at all times. The power play, pretty anemic overall. They scored on their first attempt and then absolutely nothing on their next 3. Draisaitl had a couple chances. Unfortunately, he couldn't bury one. One of those games, man. One of those games where Edmonton just, you're in control, you're not in control, and it never really felt like the team was going to win this one. They never had a lead. Buffalo had a lead or was tied throughout the entire game. The Oilers did not have a lead in this one. And it's disappointing. Not one forward had a goal today for Edmonton either. Both goals came from defensemen. Darnell Nurse scored the first goal for Edmonton, and then Evan Bouchard on the power play, a Bouch bomb. He also had a goal for the Edmonton Oilers. And that's when the forwards aren't scoring, when your best players aren't able to put the puck in the net, and when you don't get any depth scoring, that sucks. It does. No questions about that. No. There's nothing else I can add. And the goaltending, once again, second best. It's been second best pretty much all season long. Almost every single game Edmonton plays, they do get the second best goaltending, which, again, is frustrating. This is not going to help the narrative around the fan base surrounding Stan Bowman not going out and getting a goaltender before the playoffs. And since the Dallas game, since that third period against the Dallas Stars, Stuart Skinner has given up six goals on his last 30 shots for an .800 save percentage, and that is that's really bad. That's really bad. That's not even kind of good. That's not even remotely acceptable. That's like horrifying is what that is. Not sure who gets the start for the next game for Edmonton, but they are going to be doing the first half of a back-to-back. So obviously Pickard gets one start out of the next 2 games, which thank God, because Stu is just not handling things at the moment. And it sucks. It's disappointing. I don't remember the last really good performance Stuart Skinner has had. Calvin Pickard, he stole, well, I wouldn't say stole, but he did play very well against Carolina. He may have stole Edmonton the game. He definitely helped them win the game, making the save on that breakaway near the end there. But for Stuart Skinner, I don't remember the last great game that he's played this season. He has moments, but this game specifically was frustrating because of how often he's going down, how often he's falling, how out of position he looks. It is wild to me. Like, I'm going to show you a screenshot from earlier in the game too. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're so lucky that this puck goes off a stick and out of play, because look at the net. What is Skinner doing? And then, of course, the screenshot that I had at the start of this video where he's face planted after Tage Thompson's goal, which, by the way, Thompson had 2 goals in this one. And Yeah, that second goal, do you want a better effort from Bouchard? Sure, maybe, but I'd like Podkolzin to not give him a hand grenade and turn back at the blue line with pressure. I'd like Podkolzin to put that puck back down low into the Buffalo zone. So Evan Bouchard was put in a terrible position, and there's only so much a guy can do against two really skilled players against the Sabres. Norris put the pressure on, managed to get the puck across to Tage Thompson, and there's nothing Skinner could do, or at least attempted to do, because it was just one of those things. Now, if we take a look at the advanced stats, according to Money Puck, expected goals in all situations, the Sabres actually had a slight edge. However, on natural stat trick, the Oilers had the slight edge. Actually, no, they changed it. Buffalo also had the slight edge in all situations. Buffalo with a 3.19 expected goals and the Oilers with a 2.97. So the Oilers expected goals in this game, 48.17% according to natural stat trick. The Oilers, of course, they dominated the shot possession in the third period, but high danger chances were 5-4 Edmonton in that third period. So Buffalo was still able to generate high danger looks. Again, it's not all on Stu. A lot of this is on the forward group as well. They're just not able to bear down and put the puck in the net. In terms of expected goals for all the players in this one, Zach Hyman led the way, 82.63%. Yeah, one of those games, man. Brett Kulak was on the ice for 2 goals against. His expected goals was 27%. Pretty bad game from him. And if we sort by ice time, Podkolzin, he was benched in the third period after that poor giveaway that led to that goal against. Max Jones played .955 with a 19% expected goals for percentage. Very unfortunate. And Jake Wallman, I thought, had another good game. He didn't play 20 minutes. A little bit surprised that he wasn't given more ice time. But the Oilers as a team right now, and I did talk about this. I can't remember if it was in the post game against Dallas or the pregame for the Buffalo game. The Oilers right now, they're generating too much from the point. They're not properly cycling and getting shots into the slot area, the high slot, the circles. Yes, Draisaitl had a couple looks. Yes, Connor Brown early in the first period, he hit a goalpost cutting into the middle. But most of Edmonton's shot attempts are coming from the blue line, and we don't have traffic in front for tips. Other teams are able to block these shots, and for the most part, they are low danger looks. The shot volume from the blue line it's too much right now. The Oilers are not going to have success in the playoffs if they can't find a way to work down low, get some physicality going, and then try and work it to the middle. I don't know how many times Connor McDavid had the puck down low and he has a chance to cut into the net or try and center it into the middle of the ice, and he instead cuts back, circles around, and tries to play it back to the blue line. Other teams are reading what he's doing. They're reading what Edmonton does on the power play, trying to always hit Draisaitl for the one-timer. There is no creativity among this forward group, and the lack of depth scoring, especially with these wingers, is also very concerning. And there's certain guys that I think should be sitting next game. However, we all know it's going to be poor Jeff Skinner, poor guy. He's going to be the one that ends up sitting, I think, which is unfortunate because I thought he had a good game. He generated numerous opportunities. I thought he played well in the defensive zone, but the coach, they're going to look at whatever Knobloch looks at. They like to scapegoat certain guys, and Jeff Skinner all season long, he's kind of been the scapegoat. But yeah, that's kind of it. I'm not even gonna review the specific goals in this one. I'm not doing the edge visualizer for this one. So boy, we do have a couple questions though. I did mention in the last post-game reaction that I would start going over some questions from the fans. So let me just get a second to pull those up, and then we will continue to discuss things. So let's take a look at the fan comments and questions here. So Steven says, why does beating a basement team always have to be a chore? I don't know. I really don't know, man. It's unfortunate. I don't know why the Edmonton Oilers are like this. And the Oilers, I feel like it's a chore to beat anyone, not even just a basement dweller. I feel like Edmonton just struggles against anyone and just being able to control a game for 60 minutes. Even the Dallas game, they were in control for 50 minutes. And then there was about 6 minutes in the third where it's like, oh no, they're not in control. And then they squeak out a 1-goal win when you're up by 4 heading to the third. So this is not just a basement dweller thing. All season long, we've been talking about consistency with this club, and it's incredibly unfortunate. Ty says, seriously embarrassing stuff from Stu tonight. And then now listen, don't go after Jason Greger here, all right? I don't want any one of my followers to tweet at him. Do not do that. I do not encourage that whatsoever. Obviously, fans are going to be saying stuff because of that tweet against the Stars, please do not go after Jason Gregor. He's a great guy, and we interact frequently on this app. I do like to have some fun, but please, as someone that supports me, I do not condone anyone tagging him in things and getting all riled up about it. Smitty says, I can't believe they didn't do something about the goaltending. Skinner didn't look so good on the second and third goal against tonight. Painful watching him sometimes. To me, he flops like a fish out of water. And yeah, I mean, tonight specifically, like, I don't know, man. Stuart Skinner was just kind of, it's one of those games. It's one of those games, man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. Look at that goaltending. Listen, I love Stu. I will continue to love Stu. But hey, when you have the opportunity to create a meme out of this, a little meme template, you got to do it. You got to do it. That is it from me for this fan reaction. Yeah. I don't have the energy to like freak out or get like super mad right now. So I hope you all enjoy the next couple days off. I will have a video or two planned for the next 2 days. And then of course the pregame for their game on Thursday. And then they also play Friday. So we get a couple days of reprieve from this team. And I think that's probably a good thing because Oil Country is going to be intense for the next 48 hours, discussing and overanalyzing a game against the Buffalo Sabres in March. It sucks. I don't know what else to say. I feel that. I feel the frustration. I just don't have the energy to freak out about it. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful night. Thank you for your support as always. It truly means the world to me. Make sure to tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers.